The new third-person shooter mode in Genshin Impact is undoubtedly cool, but what if, instead of using the Traveler and their new gun, we tackle the challenge with other Genshin characters? That's what we're going to do. Take on the Pale Crown Palace third-person shooter challenge with regular Genshin characters using regular Genshin mechanics. To make it even more interesting, I'll be using level 1 characters equipped with level 1 1-star weapons and no artifacts, because those stats is what the third-person shooter mode is balanced around. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. Here we have an elite enemy, as designated by the Adventurer's Handbook in Flamefeather Valley. Not only that, it's a named version, meaning it's the toughest thing before bosses. And yet, a measly attack of 1400 damage takes away a fourth of its health, before it gets obliterated by a single bloom explosion. To clarify, this is my main account, which is on world level 9. The third-person shooter mode has its own unique stats and appears unaffected by world level scaling. If elites have this little health, how little would easy enemies have? Well, my level 9 Xiangling's Guoba managed to hit what I believe is a single hit point shy of killing them. Somewhere in that health bar is a magic pixel, which brings us back to choosing level 1 characters. This character list of mine always ruffles some feathers. Never been able to figure out why. Sandrone could be an interesting pick, she's even C2. How about we go with all the characters that have guns? Alosia, Cheverus, Aoife, and Mika with his crossbow. All are C0, except for Cheverus, who is C6. She'll be my powerhouse with those crazy boosted talents. Our party ready? Let's go to the base of the palace and begin.
Let's drop your weapons!
It's great to see double-digit damage take that much from a health bar. Look how clean the screen is without big numbers clogging it. Half health from a single Vila attack. That is rough. Good thing some of my allies are healers, but if I'm not careful, someone might get comboed out. Ho ho, you little punks, I can fly too. Man, Aoife gameplay is goated. I'm just now finding out. It's my first time using any of these characters.
Here.
An ammo cache. Unfortunately, their drops do nothing outside of gun mode. The same goes for the grapple. Can't use it. You probably want to know how I'm in the palace with regular characters, huh? Simply put, the third-person shooter mode, henceforth referred to as gun mode, only becomes active in this area once the quest to gaze upon the Dreaming Pale Crown is started, which begins the moment the player disembarks the train they summoned in the ruins south of the palace. If one happens to reach the palace before starting that quest, they can explore it without gun mode, which is a bit surprising, given that breaking into Flamefeather Valley forces the player into gun mode even without the quest in that area having been started. Those few clips you saw at the start of the video, that was me having broken into there without the quest, and also breaking some other things, if you hadn't noticed. Are those elemental monuments? My beloveds, how long has it been? Feels like I haven't seen them since Sumeru. If you're wondering, I can't get these shadow wing drops. I tried everything I could think of, even the Harpastum, but nothing damaged it. Interestingly, they have a special animation and sound when attacked without gun mode. Anyways, can't collect them. Into the palace, to the first puzzle. To reiterate, I do not have the quest started. Paimon and NPC dialogue popping up, even sometimes quest indicators, is normal when breaking into quest-locked areas. The same goes for stuff not functioning properly. Door isn't gonna open. I even logged out and in, which tends to fix things, and it instead only reset the statue and removed the ability to push it. Given the square is lit up, I believe the game considers it solved, but door won't budge. I even tried the back door. It also won't open at all. But that's okay. Let's return to the front door. Watch closely now. West of the front door, hidden in the corner behind a bunch of ice, is a hole in the map. From below the room, it's a matter of finding a spot with incomplete textures, often an area with a distinguishing object like a big chunk of ice, and popping up into the room. Another room with a sliding statue puzzle. Though before I can do anything, we need to activate the Kresnik torch and warm the room up.
You had your chance.
Well, that can't be good. Let me try getting closer. Nope, not working. The Kresnik torch cannot be activated. That means this room cannot be completed for 2 reasons. 1. Activating the Kresnik torch spawns enemies from the melting ice. Defeating them dispels the ice barrier. That's not to say I can't get behind the barrier. I certainly can because of broken windows and the ability to freely climb walls. Can even steal the gun blueprint near the throne. That makes 2 blueprints I've stolen without starting the associated quest. However, the door behind the barrier, which is the back door I tried a bit ago, remains locked until completing the sliding statue puzzle, bringing us to, well, 2. The sliding statue puzzle requires multiple activations of the Kresnik torch to unfreeze and freeze the room. I can't even get the easier of the 2 statues down because these trap doors are frozen shut, preventing me from getting the statue down to the first floor. As for the other statue, it has the same problem of a frozen trap door, in addition to needing to break this ice and then unfreeze the room so that a water sprout pushes the statue up. That step is almost bypassable, due to a funky load trigger in the room that makes all broken ice respawn. But instead of lifting the statue up, the statue gets lifted only a bit and stuck in the respawned ice. Overall, beyond some treasures to collect and a few battles, the room cannot be completed under these conditions. Not really a problem given I can climb over the palace to reach the back door and resume from there. Ah, the bridge that collapses. Think I can skip the collapse trigger from climbing up the side? No can do. Bye bye bridge. We're in the second half of the palace now, where the goal is to ascend to the highest point. Despite a few things not functioning, things have gone smoothly. Enemies not spawning on this bridge is not included in that list of malfunctions, because I already defeated them with Xiangling when testing. I waited a day before doing this challenge, so I'm assuming they just never respawn. Which makes it funny that the ice keeps exploding. Doubly so because, what ice am I talking about? There's nothing there, but it explodes anyways whenever I get close. This is how it's supposed to look. Another Kresnik torch. It's understandable to think I should just ignore it. After all, the previous one didn't work. But I've learned, over many years of tinkering with Genshin Impact, that the devs are never consistent in designing things. Case and point. This one can be activated. A cause for celebration! I can't interact with the switches. The switches that let you rotate the tower and connect the power lines. Celebration over. Not a deal breaker though. The puzzle is used to activate elevators, which I do not need because I can just climb to the next floor. There's nothing more satisfying in Snezhnaya than defeating a Vila that's flying over a long drop. I don't know what's up with them, but they fall as if they're affected by triple gravity, plummeting to the ground at supersonic speed. It's hilarious every time. More sliding statue puzzles. These are nice to see. I can't do anything with this one since it requires rotating the Kresnik torch tower, but the one over yonder I can. Cool, but not any different when doing it with regular characters versus gun mode traveler. We're at the end game now. Will I be able to fight the boss of the palace, Zver, with my party of level 1 unequipped characters? Sadly, no. I expected the boss to not spawn, but I still held a sliver of hope that I'd be wrong. It would have been one of the most interesting battles in the game. Still, I won't leave you without an epic boss fight. There will be one shortly. Let's press on. What would be the end of the normal quest lies ahead. Behind doors I cannot open. Oh no, whatever shall I do? You all know how this goes by now. Arknight's Enfield powers in Genshin Impact is wild. If only it was as crazy as version 1.0 of that game. Alright, we're inside the lab. As you can see, it's the version the traveler visits in their dream. It doesn't get replaced with the snowy version until you finish that segment in the quest. There's no Eye of Grey piece to collect as the egg is intact. I dove into the fake water of the tank and checked inside just to make sure. Also, the key to the door on the first floor cannot be picked up. Strangely, the icy vines behind the door on the second floor are there. Even more strange is that I can attempt to dispel them. This ultimately fails because I do not have all 3 pieces of the Eye of Grey. Although, there is a way to glitch this sequence and dispel the vines without them. How? No clue, but I did it on my alt account that played this quest normally. Whether glitching the vines away or simply climbing over top the building to the other side, progress beyond this point without the quest appears impossible. Attempting to climb the spiraling platform to the floating island will cause the screen to go black as the game teleports you away. First to a teleport waypoint on the floating island, which lasts a single frame before ejecting you to the Statue of the Seven south of the Palace Chasm. It happens so fast that the area can't fully load before you regain control, even on PC. And with that, everything that can be done here under these conditions has been done, except that final boss I promised. Let's get to that by returning to the roof of the palace. There's even a fancy pre-boss cutscene. Hello? Game, I can't move.
My hunting days are over.
That's so dirty. Rip Alosha. And with a 1-2 combo, rip Aoife as well. And Chevreuse. Dude is kicking my butt. Mika solo, I guess. Good thing I have a ton of experience playing a single underpowered character in long, grueling fights.
Neutralizing threats.
Hold on. Are you seeing this? Does his third normal attack guarantee a stun against this enemy? Oh my gosh, it does. As long as the enemy has recovered from stun animation, they can be stunned again by using the third normal attack. Oh, you're about to attack me? Oh, push with the spear. Oh, you're about to hit me again? Push. You're about to hit me again? Push, push, push. Nothing you can do about it. Well, it's gonna be a long one. Cue the time lapse. Oh, right. I saw this earlier. Dude heals after exiting the ice. With Mika being cryo, there's nothing I can do about it. This would be a stalemate, except Mika is going to eventually freeze to death. I have no warming bottles to deter that, and Goulash will only hold off the cold for so long. I can't believe I died to this boss. I love it. 100% thought I'd steamroll the dude, which I do in round 2. Fascinating to see enemy movesets, given that we never see them because normal Genshin gameplay results in enemies dying within 3 seconds of combat starting. Shattering the ice crystal instantly defeats him. Today I learned. What a cool enemy. This was an absolute treat to play, and it has me wishing I could try other gun mode challenges with this level 1 party. This is Musashi, signing off. Till next time.